Do you want to come in here para grabar la cabeza?
All right, everyone. Is my microphone on?
Where is the? I think it is.
Can you turn up the volume? All right, there we go. Okay. Thanks, everyone, once again, thank you for being here. We're going to start unloading the time capsule now. I'm going to be making announcements. As things come out, but we also have people who are going to be walking around showing everything. So you don't need to rush up here. You're welcome to come up here and stand. But we'll be walking around showing everybody as it comes out of the time capsule.
Right, we'll roll this thing back in the hole with me. We'll make the ground. We'll put this back together. It'll be all flat.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, let's get this in there.
If everybody can go by the grass. Go by the grass.
Please don't stand right here.
So please don't stand at the tables.
Yes.
Take a seat. We're going to be walking around with everything.
All right. All right, just put this other one back.
Okay, everything is
that okay? Yeah,
going
good.
to be displayed so that you can sit under the tab.
All we got to do is move this board and you can put that back. We're done. Let's
And
do it.
staff will be walking around and showing the events and
It's it. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. Just take that one board out of
We're
it.
going to have to open this up.
Okay, so I'm opening up an envelope right now.
You got to worry about the wall now.
Our first item is the Suburban Library System news. The Suburban Library System is now called RAILS, Reaching Across Illinois Library System. And RAILS is responsible for delivering all of the items from various libraries in northern Illinois. So in Illinois, we have 3 library systems, and the Hillside Public Library is served by RAILS. So right up here, Suburban Library System news. The headline is, "The computer age has arrived."
I'll take that one. Oh, take that one.
Suburban Library System capsule history and current status. So the Suburban Library System was formed and funded in 1966. It began operations on January 2nd, 1967. Lots of information here. This is really interesting paper. Feels very old. So would someone walk around with the RAILS items? Okay. So this looks like it is the original blueprint for the building, the site plan. This was drawn in 1972 by Smith and Stevens Architects in Westchester. And it looks like the original plans for the building maybe before it was built. So this is really interesting. A little piece of our building history is here. This building opened in 1975. It was from Thursday, July 10th, 1975. The headline is "School Aid Tax Bills Cut by Walker." Governor Walker Wednesday announced vetoes of school aid and Cook County tax multiplier bills and a reduction of $138.6 million or more in state aid to elementary and secondary education. So, big headline here for school aid. Can I have someone walk this around? This is a message from the Village Board, July 1975, and it looks like it's been signed by all of the village trustees. There's a seal on it, so I'm going to read it. Hillside today is a unique combination of nostalgia and innovations. The nostalgia stems from nearly 3/4 of a century of growth and progress in our village, and the innovations promise greater improvements in the future. Hillside, along with the entire nation, is encountering an economic crisis punctuated by rising unemployment and staggering inflation. Rising prices are rampant. It is not uncommon to go to the grocery store and pay 70 cents for a loaf of bread and $1.50 for a gallon of milk. Word from Washington, D.C. is sometimes encouraging as predictions for a more stable economy are coming with increasing regularity. If life cycles are indeed pendulum-based, we believe that we have reached a pinnacle and that the backswing is imminent, so look forward to a much more stable way of life. We still have our enthusiasm and know that the worst fates await those who have lost their enthusiasm. We treasure all our happy moments and trust they will become our legacy to the residents of Hillside in the year 2025. May those opening this time capsule in the year 2025 AD be living in a world of peace, placing our trust in God and man. We hope the new library building will have provided many happy hours of learning and fulfillment for all residents of Hillside. We have a book. This is a Regency love story by Georgette Heyer, a civil contract. So, can anyone name another Regency romance that's really popular right now? Bridgerton. Can I have somebody pass this around? Thank you. Is it Bridgerton? We have another book.
All of that. Yeah, the movie came out. The movie came out in 75. No.
Today's the day. Just that scene.
Yeah, they were just
Okay, this is not a first edition, but this is a super thriller, a novel of relentless terror. It's Jaws. So the movie came out 50 years ago, I think this week, maybe
Today.
50 years ago today, so what a wonderful thing. This is not a first edition, but it does have a library return slip in it. It looks like it was purchased for $1.95. And it's in really good condition.
It was asked if it was overdue.
It's probably overdue, yes. Okay, we have another book. This is A History of the Prairie State by Robert P. Howard. You may recognize this book if you took Illinois history. Is my mic out? We're good? Okay. So this also, we don't use these anymore. I don't even know what they're called. What are they called? So those of you who have been using the library for a long time, you may recall this. We used to stamp these. We would stamp them every morning. And when you checked out a book, you would just get it right in the front cover of your book, and that's how you knew the book was due. So now we use barcodes and internet and all kinds of things, but every once in a while you can still find a book like this. This book was purchased for $10.50, and it looks like it was part of the collection. Copyright is 1972. It's also in very good condition. Now it looks like we have governing documents. So the first one, and there's a bunch of envelopes in here. The first envelope that I'm opening up has all kinds of items on Illinois government. So the first one is the Handbook of Illinois Government. So this appears to be an overview of Illinois government by Michael J. Howlett, who was the Secretary of State. Secretary of State in 2025 is Alexi Julius, and he's also our state librarian. don't know if that was the case back then. But it has all of our representatives in Congress, and it has information about home rule government and tax levies. And the date on this is 1974. This appears to be an invitation or maybe a ticket to the old state capitol. Illinois State Historical Library and the Illinois State Historical Society. Okay, and then this is a little pamphlet, Springfield Walking and Driving Tours. Here's a pamphlet called 13 Tall State Tours. I think in 2025, this would look like a BuzzFeed listicle of 13 day trips from the Chicago area. This is from the Division of Tourism. Okay, this is the May 1975 issue of Illinois Libraries magazine. Now it's called something else. I don't know. I have a copy in my inbox. But we still do have this publication. This one is produced by the state of Illinois. The 2025 version is published by the Illinois Library Association. But this has all of the Illinois State Library Advisory Committee members, which we don't have anymore in Illinois, and it has a number of articles on the state of public libraries in Illinois. So here's the title, A Critique on Critiques, by the Suburban Audiovisual Service in Berwick. Here's a pamphlet, Illinois Calendar of Events, April to September 1975. It's hard to imagine a publication like this because we would put everything online now. But this has everything from county fairs and covered bridges to events and race dates. So this is summer 1975, everything that's happening in Illinois. This is a special 1776 issue, published July 4th, 1776. Time magazine, and Thomas Jefferson is on the cover of it. So this issue was actually published this is the 1776 issue. Looks like it was republished maybe in 1976 or before 1976. The price on this was $1. So this is an envelope from the village of Hillside, and inside this envelope are police badges. Chief Murphy. We got police badges from 1975. So we've got the Hillside Police Department. Maybe you have a name for this badge.
It's a shoulder badge.
Shoulder hash.
As it was civil defense.
Civil defense.
They're now Homeland Security.
Now Homeland Security.
Fire department.
And the fire department. This is a purchaser's copy of an animal license. Do we still do that in Wilson?
We register them, but not like that.
Not like this. Probably online,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Most of it's all digital.
Most of it's digital. This is a Village of Hillside business license dated April 30th, 1976.
That's the stickers that go on the windshield.
This is the vehicle registration sticker that will go in your windshield. Expires April 30th, 1976.
But it's bigger for some reason.
So one of them appears to be, oh, this is a coin-operated device, and then this is the one, this is for your passenger vehicle. So these are all kinds of owner's receipt of a vehicle license. So these are all, when you move to Hillside, these are the documents that you probably had to fill out for your pet, your car,
And this looks like a pet tag.
and it looks like a pet tag. Hillside dog tax, number 500.
That's cool. Yes.
So we'll be coming around with these. This is all I have here. Okay, we have the Hillside street numbering map. So I don't even think they make these anymore, especially not in print. But this is the original plan for Hillside, and you can probably come up here and find your house on here. So this would be used. Thank you. I can tell you how we use these in libraries. I don't know how they're used in other entities, but in libraries we would use this to determine if you paid your library taxes. So this would be a list of everybody who's in the taxing district, and we can look at this and see, oh yes, their street number, their house number is on here, and they paid their library taxes. We don't use it this way anymore. We look online, but this is the original street numbering map for Hillside. This looks to be a list of all of the important people in Hillside. It's got the village president, the village clerk, attorney, treasurer, and trustees, along with all of the chiefs, the inspectors, crossing guards, and it has everybody's home address and phone number on here. The youth commission, everybody who's on here. I wonder if we can find some of these people. Can we pass this around too? Somebody will come around. Yes.
I can't see that one.
Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff. Did I lose my sound? Okay. So this is a bulletin for a special election. Saturday, February 16th, 1963 at the Hillside Fire Station. And it says, please vote yes for the establishment of a municipal Hillside library. So this is one of the original campaign posters. This was how we established the public library in Hillside, is by a referendum. And it says, vote for the following library directors. These must have been our first trustees, all nominated and endorsed by the present members of the Hillside Public Library. So inside here is the library story. It looks like there's letters of support and pictures and everything. This is really exciting. So this is how we got our library. We've been looking for this document. We didn't know it was in the time capsule. Can I have somebody pass this around?
I've never seen it.
telling me she's never seen it. We've been looking for that. Honestly, we've been looking for that. So this is another campaign poster. This is another campaign poster. So this is about establishing the public library. It says, the new look for Hillside, something for everyone. And we still use these words when we talk about the library. It says, our public library was organized in 1964, and since that time has grown and developed to keep pace with the demands of our community for expanded library services. Today, due to the lack of space, we can no longer continue to expand our services and facilities. Our bookshelves are crowded to capacity with many valuable books being stored in boxes. There is no room for browsing, reference work, recording, record listening, films, informal reading areas, or for special activities. A library must be alive with activities to meet the needs of all ages of all people in the community. A reservoir of free information and unlimited services. A library enriches the lives of all who take advantage of its facilities. It is a vital community aspect. This is your new Hillside Public Library. So there's renderings on here. Obviously this was for the referendum to establish the library. And the question on the ballot is, shall $250,000 in bonds be issued to construct a new public library? And the voters of Hillside answered that question, yes. The total cost of construction is estimated at $350,000. The village board will donate $100,000 toward this project, which leaves a balance of $250,000 to be raised by a bond issue. And the estimated tax burden on a $100,000 property, which was a big house back then, was $3.60. So here's a bookmark. Vote yes, Hillside Public Library on the referendum, February 13th, 1973. These next documents look to be the first organization of the library board following that referendum. So this is a record of the library trustees and their terms. These are the original nominated papers for the original 6 library trustees who were voted in 1973. This is the last item I'm taking out of the time capsule. It's empty. This is a newspaper, the West Cook County Press. The price on this by carrier was 75 cents per month, or $8 per year for the subscription. This is a progressive, independent newspaper published every Wednesday and Friday by the Press Publications in Elmhurst. And the date on this is Friday, September 13th, 1974. cover. Don't have to refit. So that's it. Hopefully you all had a chance to go inside. If not, I just want to remind you we've got activities going on all day. We are going to have some food trucks here for lunch. We'll have some activities both inside and outside. The Jessie White tumblers will be here. And we'll be ending the day with Rainbow Cone. If you didn't see everything that came out of the time capsule, we will be walking around and we're also going to be displaying it. I see that the display is already going up behind me. So please feel free to come up and see it here, and we'd be happy to show you anything that came out of the time capsule. With that, have a wonderful day. I'll be here all day. If you need any help, you have questions, please see any of the library staff in our teal shirts. And other than that, have a wonderful afternoon.